Hey, what's up? Welcome to the 5th Front Porch Podcast. My name is Brandon.
My name is Nick.
Well, man, how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was great. Pretty much had two Thanksgiving dinners. Went over to Mom's house, had one there, and then we had one at our house. So definitely very busy, very stuffed. So
Yeah, dude. Keyword stuffed, like stuffing. Stuffing's my favorite. Actually, like I said before, my favorite food is the deviled eggs. So I had plenty of deviled eggs. I had two Thanksgivings as well. We went down to my fiance's parents' house on Thanksgiving Day. And then just yesterday, being Saturday, because we film the podcast on Sundays, we went down to my mom's house and had Thanksgiving as well. She actually does it. She calls it Thanksmas.
okay.
Even though this year we didn't do the Christmas portion of it. The first time we did it was like Thanksmas, and we got like each other presents and shit like that. Because my mom's birthday is like the second week of December. So her birthday is pretty close. It's in December, so it's close to Christmas and kind of in the middle there. So the first time we did it, we got her a Roomba.
Oh, those are nice.
They're expensive, dude. I didn't realize how expensive they are.
Yeah.
They're like $300.
Yeah. Do they work well? I've seen that sometimes if you have a lot of furniture around, it can be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, from what she's told me, it works well. But I just wouldn't spend the money on. I mean, for her, we all kind of pitched in to buy it for her.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't buy a Roomba, not for $300. I mean, it's cool. It goes around your house and like vacuums for you, but it's really not that good.
It's like, how's he going to pick up the corners? It's like, it's the round, no, it's the circular. So how's it?
Yeah.
No.
It just has a little thing. And they even get more expensive. They have ones that have like it empty, where it like goes and empties itself. Those are like $600.
Oh, it's like a station, right?
Yeah.
It's like a station. It goes
Hers
back
has
to
a
the
station and it charges. It goes back to its station. But the ones that are like $600, they go back and they empty themselves. It's just that's just kind of like laziness at this point.
I've seen some of the memes where they'll put like faces. They'll put like the eyes and they'll put the little mouth on it and they'll make like the little jiggly eyes. Yeah,
I've seen
that
videos
before.
of cats sitting on them while they're moving around.
Yep. And sometimes they'll freak out too. They'll go crazy and knock over furniture.
Yeah, I don't think my cats would do very well with one. But yeah, well, I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving, had two Thanksgivings like me, and we had some good food. Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving as well. Let us know what you guys did. But the next holiday is Christmas. Merry Christmas. Okay?
No happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
No happy
Celebrate
holidays.
Merry Christmas in America.
Merry Christmas. What makes no sense is the people that don't celebrate Christmas. I'm sorry, the people that are offended by saying Merry Christmas still celebrate Christmas. It's Black Friday. I got to go shopping for what? You're going shopping for what? Christmas.
Yeah, presents. If you're getting someone presents, for you and your family presents, I mean, you're technically celebrating Christmas. Even if you're not putting up a Christmas tree or something like that, you're still celebrating something, I'm hoping, around that time. Even like some Orthodox Jews that technically in their religion, they don't celebrate it. They still have some sort of holiday,
Yeah, exactly. So, So you're definitely still celebrating something, whether it's Christmas or not. Maybe it's Hanukkah, Hakuna Matata, I don't know, whatever. Kwanzaa is another one.
Yeah, whatever you want to celebrate. Try and celebrate something.
Yeah. And just don't be offended by Merry Christmas. I mean, it's been a holiday for as long as forever. And like
2,000 years.
Literally, yeah. Since Jesus was born. So, don't be offended by it. Like, why, like, what's next? You're going to be offended by, probably already offended by 4th of July.
People are offended by everything. Now, this generation is the offended generation. I mean, you can walk outside and you get offended by something. I mean, I wish that we can kind of bring it back to where my grandparents were, where it's like you just spoke your mind, not instead of getting offended, have a discussion. Oh, I'm not going to talk to you because you're offending me. Oh, you're assaulting me because I don't like what you said. That's the type of generation that we have right now, and it's really sad to see.
Yeah, it's because of social media. I mean, people are just like keyboard warriors, and they're just speaking their mind, and they feel like they could speak their mind out in public, and which you have the freedom of speech, but people are more open to speaking their mind now because of social media. And now that we have social media. People can kind of read people's posts and different things on the internet and be offended by it. And it's just like, I mean, I've seen people offended by peanut butter and jelly. Like a couple of years ago, I think it was the first time Trump was running for president. I don't know if him running for president had anything to do with it, but people were calling peanut butter and jelly racist. I don't know what the context is. I don't know why, but just the little things, like, it's just so tedious, like, so stupid that the little things, like, these little things are just getting the spotlight of, like, what the fuck did peanut butter and jelly do? You know? And it's just, so.
That's why I like people that do stuff like Charlie Kirk, and there's other people that will go out to these college campuses and actually get the information and thoughts of college students and what they're thinking, whether they're right or they're left. I think it's good to see that because you can kind of see what they would say, right to your face, and then of course a lot of them are probably keyboard warriors. They're going out, they're looking at posts, whatever they need to do to speak their mind. But it gets you to think, it gets you in their mind, and I think that's cool. I think a lot more people should be doing that.
Yeah, I love when Charlie Kirk goes and just, yeah, like you said, a lot more people need to do that because people, there's really no debating anymore. People don't debate; they just speak their mind, and whatever their mind is, that's the case, and that's it's said and done. And there's just no debating anymore. So what he's doing and actually going out and teaching these college students how to debate and how to speak their mind and to do their research is really, really great. So kudos to Charlie Kirk for doing that. And a lot more people, like you said, need to do that.
Yep. Think before you speak. That's probably one of the biggest lessons to learn from there. If you don't know what you're talking about, get informed before you start talking about it.
Exactly. So did you want to go over he did pick Kash Patel for...
Yes.
What was it? What do you pick him for?
FBI director.
Yes.
So he'll be the next director of the FBI. He's been on Trump's side for a long time now. He was one of the ones that was getting investigated by the FBI. Mm-hmm. So now he has his chance to kind of clap back at them and hopefully do some pretty good reforms in the FBI.
Yeah. So he just made his X account like today or last night, and he's getting followers. So that's good. Yeah, he's going to do a great job as the FBI director. And then he picked the DEA guy, what's his name again? I just saw it earlier. I'm just forgetting all these names.
Oh, gosh. Let me go and...
Is it like Christian something? I know it starts with the C.
It is Chad Chronister. Chad Chronister for the administrator of the Drug Enforcement Agency, DEA. So he's the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office here in Florida. He is the sheriff for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. I think he's been doing a good job. Hillsborough County is a very busy, active area, especially for crime. So they have a lot of law enforcement down over there. I think his drug traffic enforcement has been doing really good. He is always on social media talking about it. I think that he has a TikTok account and he posts about that all the time. Well, the sheriff's office has a TikTok account and posts about it. So they've been doing good with that. I'm interested to see how he does in this position.
Yeah, me too. I know a lot of people are actually not super thrilled about him being picked. I have no problem with it because people are upset because he arrested a pastor back in 2020 during COVID restrictions. But I mean, that's just when COVID was at its peak, and we had to, follow the guidelines to ensure everyone was safe. So yeah, it sucks, but I think it's still a great pick, and so I think he'll do well as well.
Yeah, I think that when your hands are tied behind your back and you can't do much, either you do this or you lose your job. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sucks. You kind of have to make a harsh decision there, and demons may come out, but people had to do a lot of different things in 2020, 2021 to get through that pandemic. So
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, the pandemic was just it was a scramble. I mean, you think about it, you think of like 9/11, for instance. It just happened. So we're just like, what response do we have to that? We're not really prepared for anything until it actually happens. I mean, again, like 9/11, it happened, and I think that's why I was talking to Samantha the other night. Like, why the fuck on 9/11 did they not get helicopters to the roof and try to save people? I know people couldn't get to the rooftops, but some people probably could. Get helicopters up there so they can get on the roof instead of jumping off the buildings. Get helicopters to the side of the building. Throw some grapples and they could try to grapple over. We just weren't prepared for it. You see all of these news helicopters flying around the World Trade Center, and they're just flying around filming it.
And I think it was because they didn't really have training, the appropriate training for high-rise buildings. Yeah. I mean, there was never a fire that far up before and to that scale. Yeah. And they were also afraid that the helicopters with the ash and the debris that was coming from the fire would get into the turbines of the helicopters and also cause them to crash.
That's true.
So they were worried about that. They were worried about a lot of other things too. Of course, like you said, they've never really seen something like this before. So I think they tried to do the best they could with the training that they had. They stuck with whatever training the fire departments and police had at that time. And then, of course, 9/11 happened. You all know the story. Very, very sad. So 2 of my family members died. 2 of my cousins died during 9/11. So, I feel the impacts of that. I think they just did the best they could. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I was bringing that up because, you never know when these kind of things are going to happen. So when COVID happened, it was kind of like the same scenario. We were just like scrambling and like, well, we never really prepared for anything like this. We did, but not to this scale. And we just never really knew this was actually going to happen. So, all of these guidelines and restrictions when COVID happened, they were just all popping up. And so, yeah, his hands were probably tied. He had to make the arrest. I don't hate on him for it. I think Trump made a great pick.
Yeah. I think that all his picks right now are good. Whatever happened with Matt Gaetz, I know that he was dealing with a lot of pressure from both sides. I think that Pam Bondi is going to be still a great pick. And I think that Matt Gaetz was kind of just the throw horse, like, hey, this is what we're going to get into here. And it's kind of, to see the Democrats' reaction, to see the Republicans' reaction. I think that he probably knew ahead of time that it may have not been a nomination. But I think that it was just to kind of shock everyone with this is the way that the Trump administration is going to go. We're going to fix a lot of things. Going back to the COVID, I'll bring up my grandfather on my dad's side. So I told you guys about my grandfather on my mom's side, my pop, but my grandfather on my dad's side. I haven't really seen too much. But he passed away on Wednesday due to Alzheimer's. But his Alzheimer's was initially caused by the COVID restrictions on lockdown. So he lived in New Mexico, and he wasn't able to really get out of the house for almost a year straight. So he was locked up in the house. His wife actually died of Alzheimer's as well because of that. But he, from 2020 to 2022, in that time period, he went from just being a normal, everyday older person to almost being a complete vegetable. It was very sad to see. And my dad was very upset to see his dad, like that. So
yeah, no, geez, that's just awful. My condolences. It's just an awful thing, man. That what COVID did, and it's just nothing like that needs to happen again. So hopefully, like going back to the preparation thing, with like 9/11, now we have better TSA, we have better security and things like that. With COVID, we should have better preparations for, and I think, which we will, I believe, since Fauci's getting out of there.
And I think that's one of the questions that for the new WHO director, World Health Organization director, I would say definitely a good question for him is like, how would you respond to an event of that magnitude again? What would be your actions, And I think going forward with that, it could kind of put some people at ease, like, okay, we've dealt with this pandemic now, going forward, if something, God forbid, breaks out again, what would be our first, line of action?
Exactly. So, if zombies started to roam around, what would our initial response be? But
everyone gets handed a gun. There you go.
Here you go. Yeah, no, these are questions that definitely need to be asked because it's not a fairy tale. These things can happen. Literally, it did. 2020, COVID, terrorist attacks, 9/11. I don't know. Was the Boston bombing a terrorist attack?
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
okay.
It was. Yeah.
I can't remember many details on it, but
I remember I was a kid. I was watching it live too. Got back home and I was from school.
I remember it, but I didn't remember the details. But it's just awful, man, to see these things happen on American soil or just anywhere in the world. It really just the chaos needs to stop. And I believe Trump and everyone he's picking is really gonna put the world at ease, and things will start getting better, and things will start turning around for the better, which is a good thing. None of this psycho-minded shit, these people that are in there right now. I mean, I can't remember his name. I just saw a meme about it the other day. But the dude, I don't know what he is or what his name is, because I see so much shit. Our brains are not designed to see as much shit as we see nowadays.
So much information coming in at once.
So much information coming in at once, so I can't fucking retain any of it.
It's
not
because
stupid, it's just so much fucking shit. My brain's like, bro, I just want to play some Call of Duty.
It's because we have access to all this stuff now.
Exactly.
So it's.
But he's the dude that wears the fucking dog mask. You know who I'm talking about? I'm gonna look it up if you don't mind.
Like a furry?
He is a furry, dude.
He's a furry
in the government.
Oh my god.
Government furry. I'm just gonna type that in.
There you go. Probably be
the
right
first. It's just what are we doing? Government furry. I was gonna get some weird shit.
Oh yeah. Does he actually dress like a?
Yeah, he dude.
Like...
What's his name? Government. Did I spell furry right? Probably not. By the way, I got Black Ops 6.
Oh, you did? How is it?
Dude, I'm fucking grinding, man.
Really?
I'm
Prestige, multiplayer?
Yeah, I'm Prestige 1 already.
Oh my gosh.
And I just got it, by the way, so the people that are like, oh, you're only Prestige 1, I'm Prestige like 20, man. I just got it. Yeah, Prestige 1, I'm camo grinding right now. It's all right. I'm not a huge, like the graphics don't seem as good as Modern Warfare. They're good. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Modern Warfare has a little bit better.
Well, I think releasing a game every year like that, you're only going to see minor improvements. So the biggest thing they did was that Omni movement.
Oh, yeah. Government. Furry. Like, I don't even know how to. Furry dude. I think he's like in the army or something.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, here he is. Dog bondage masks.
What?
U.S. Army investigating soldiers who posed. I think this was a couple years ago, or 2022. Army investigating soldiers who posed.
I remember seeing that meme. I remember seeing that meme now.
Dude.
What?
That's his
name?
army portrait.
That's insane.
And it's up on the screen for you guys to see, but.
And we're allowing that now?
Oh my god. Ran into battle, dude. What's the enemy soldiers gonna think?
Bro, either one of two things. They're gonna shoot it dead right there, or they're gonna run away scared. Like, I don't know.
It's just bizarre. It's just absolutely bonkers that's allowed. That, like, look. Hopefully they'll also go after Washington National Guardsmen with the blue dog face bandages.
You have different colors?
What is this? What even?
That looks like an Army Ranger like hat that he's wearing.
It looks like dude. It just looks like a Warzone operator like skin.
Oh my god,
Call of Duty skin. Yeah, dude. What I was getting at with that is just this craziness that's in there now. Like Rachel Levine, it's just everyone, man. That are just.
Well, as hopefully this administration should bring back some common sense picking to the government. So
and so far it has.
Yeah, it has. So
they're just not in there yet.
Yeah, which sucks. I wish they could get in there right now.
I wish
we gotta wait to the 20th of January.
I know. I wish it was instant. Like as soon as Trump won, you could just go in there and be like, "Joe, get out of my bed."
Yep. That is my.
I want a vanilla. Oh, just give me a vanilla ice cream cone.
Guess what? This is my house now.
Yeah. Once again, this is my house.
Oh man. But another good thing is Jack Smith, which with all these cases against Trump, so he dropped the January 6th charges against Donald Trump. So now this is going to give room for Trump to not worry about that anymore, to give him room to just worry about our country and making it better. So
exactly. So amazing that those were dropped, because people are just absolutely out of their mind to compare January 6th to other terrorist attacks. First of all, it wasn't a terrorist attack. we literally have the right to overthrow our government if we want to. So
it says it right in the Constitution.
It wasn't even that what they were doing, but if we wanted to, we can storm the Capitol like that. I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying that it was appropriate. Even Trump was saying stand down, stay peaceful. Like that's what what should have happened. But don't compare it to fucking 9/11.
Yeah,
it's just it's
like worse than 9/11. Okay, so 2,000 some odd people dying on 9/11. You have one Ashley. I forget her last name. Yeah. But she was the only one that died, and that was because a Secret Service member or one of the guards shot her. Yeah. But still, I mean, the Capitol Police, where they were letting them in to inside the Capitol, and yes, there was but I believe the ones that were getting agitated were Antifa put in because Antifa was big around that time.
Yeah.
I think that they kind of got in with the group and was pushing the group to be more violent. With some of them, but the normal ones that were just protesting the election results, they were very calm, and they were just, if you looked at videos, they were just taking pictures and sightseeing, taking selfies. Yeah. It was like a field trip for them.
It was. So don't compare that. You're gonna. 2020 was just such a strange.
It's almost like a dream year. Like it didn't even like it.
They want to compare it to like terrorist attacks and shit like that, but look at what they did to their own fucking cities during COVID.
Burning them down, causing billions of damage.
Why can't I get my prescription from CVS? Oh, because CVS moved out because you burn it down.
Yeah.
Why can't I go to Walmart? Walmart moved out because you doused it in gasoline and broke the windows, and it's absolutely
all
nuts.
For one person.
All of that chaos, burning down your own city because of George Floyd and COVID. Probably people were probably running rampant because of COVID. They thought maybe the end of the world, and so it was just anarchy. The whole year was just anarchy, and it was just absolutely. I remember I lived in Tampa during 2020, or St. Pete, Largo area, and there was I lived in Largo, and then in Tampa, not far from us, was a gas station was on fire.
From protesters?
Yeah, I didn't see it personally, but I saw it on the news, and I'm like, dude, I'm like less than 20 miles from that.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a very weird year. I mean, I live in a rural area, so thankfully I wasn't around that. But seeing it on the news and everything, it was absolutely insane. So
yeah, to see it in Florida though, that was just makes sense. Tampa at the time was a more liberal area, but
this year,
not this year. No, not this year. Trump swung it outut of the ballpark, man.
4 counties in Florida, 4 or 5 counties in Florida. That was it.
Orlando, Orange County, even Miami was.
I think North Miami was red. Yeah. Southern Miami, whatever. I think it was Miami-Dade, the official Miami-Dade county. That was blue. And then I think the Tallahassee County.
Yeah.
That was blue, and I think there was somewhere in the Panhandle. There was another blue one, but going into this, I want to talk about the tariffs that Trump wants to impose. So for both Canada and for Mexico, he's trying to impose 25% tariffs on all their products coming into the United States because of the open borders and because of the drug cartel issue that's coming through with them. So,
yeah, it's a big issue, man. I mean, people are dying from fentanyl overdoses. Being in that video you sent me the other day of the people just in the bed of that truck, and they're just tearing it off. I saw another one. They were in a trailer, just a regular trailer you'd put a lawnmower on or something, and they were under the wood planks.
Oh my god!
And they were pulling up the wood planks, and they were just stashed in there, drugs and people. So it was just these people are pouring in, and it needs to be stopped. And I know Tom Homan is definitely gonna.
And he spoke to the president of Mexico, their leader, and she's willing to work with him on the cartel issues, on the border crossing issues, the drugs. She's willing to work with him. I don't think she's too happy about the tariffs, but I mean, well, that's what you're gonna have to do to get compliance. And
reap what you sow. So it's like you're letting these people in here. You have knowledge that these people are coming into our country, and you're just not doing anything about it. So you're going to get these tariffs, but I'm glad, she's willing to work with us and solve these issues, because these cartels, they're dangerous, man. I mean, you see these movies and TV shows about the cartels, like have you ever seen Ozark on Netflix?
I have not, no.
Just very, very brutal people, man. The cartel, I mean, they will behead you. They will fucking murder your family.
Oh, they're straight up animals.
Yeah.
They're straight up animals, man. They have no decency in them.
It's
nothing.
just like, dude, these people cannot be in our country. I'm like, so
it sucks because when liberals, Democrats, when they look at it, right, they're like, oh, let's let in these families, let in these people who need help, anything like that. It's like, that's not all that's coming in. It's drugs, it's the cartels, gang members, rapists, murderers. All of those are coming in along with the quote unquote normal families coming in. So they paint a pretty picture, but the picture is not that pretty in reality.
No, definitely not. It's like an ugly picture that was painted over. And it's like, and it's not just people from Mexico coming in. You have people from all over the world. I mean, you got people from Saudi Arabia, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical and say that the people in these countries are all bad people. Like, if you want to come to our country, please do. You're more than welcome to, but come here legally. You got to go through the process. Yep. And but people from more likely to be terrorist countries, Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan. You have people, it's just, it's scary to think about because it's like,
well, 8 million people, I think 8 million illegal immigrants I saw came in between 2020, the end of Trump's administration, to, I believe it was August of this year.
Yeah.
So about 8 million illegal immigrants. How many of those people are potentially plotting to do a terrorist attack, that committed rapes, murders, stuff that's not out on social media, stuff that's not out on higher media outlets? How many actual, murders and scenes that, happened because of all these illegal immigrants coming in? So.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these are like, it's like a fucking army walking in. You just don't know. And even if they do look like an innocent family, they may not be. So it's scary to think about. They need to go through the process and come here legally. And like I said, I have no problem with you coming to our country. You're more than welcome to. It's the land of opportunity. You can come here and live the American dream. Like, that's what it's all about. America was founded on immigration. It's a melting pot. So come here, please. Like, I encourage it, but just come here legally. Do not. It's scary because we don't know your background, and it's terrifying.
And then the good thing is that even Justin Trudeau, because of the terrorists, because he's like, oh shit, 25%, that's a lot.
Which he actually just flew down to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, he flew down to Mar-a-Lago to speak to Trump, which was great. I'm hoping that they can have a good relationship, and I'm hoping so. Maybe Justin Trudeau can kind of grow some balls and actually be a good leader.
Hold on, let's will Justin Trudeau grow some balls? I've been waiting to use this for the podcast. Don't count on it.
No, well, there you go.
Okay.
Right from the 8 ball.
From the 8 ball itself. So if you ever want to ask it a question on the podcast, just feel free.
Yeah.
Just see what the 8 ball says.
There you go.
I guess he's not going to grow any balls.
No, I guess not. I mean, which makes sense. I mean, he's French, so. But yeah, no, it's really scary him seeing talk about gun rights for the Canadian citizens up there. Yeah. And pretty much, you can only use guns for hunting and for target practice. No, not for self-defense. I mean, he literally said that. He's like, that's not part of our Constitution. That's not part of your rights. Yeah, that's scary.
I mean, there are like 2 people in Canada, okay? It's like everything in Canada is on the border of the United States. Everything else up north is
too cold to live.
It's too cold, and then it's just endless wilderness. But not only wilderness, it's like almost, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I've never been there, but
a lot of tundra. Way up north, it's a lot of tundra, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just very inhabitable. So Canada, to me, is really not a country. It's kind of just like 2 cities. It's like, what, Ontario, Toronto,
it's a lot of provinces.
Vancouver.
It's just provinces just put together. Like how we're states, like we're the United States. That's why we're a constitutional republic, not a democracy. It's because we have all these states that make up the union. They're kind of their same thing as their premise is the provinces. So they have like 8 or 9 provinces or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, dude, just let them have guns. It's stupid. I mean, you're connected to America, so why not just have like similar laws, man?
Yeah. Speaking about being connected to America, a Democratic senator from the state of New York by the name of Liz Kruger. I've never heard of her before, but she likes the idea of trying to withhold federal spending taxes from the state of New York to secede from America and join Canada as an extra province. And she wants the other northern states around that area to do the same thing. So it just shows you the way the Democrats think. Just because Trump won, that now we just want to leave.
We want to leave. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. They're all talk. The only person so far that's actually done anything on their word is Ellen.
Ellen
DeGeneres. She went to the UK.
Yep, and now her house is underwater.
It is?
Yeah, her mansion that she bought there for like $2.3 million
in the UK
is underwater because of a storm. Like 2 days after moving in, bro.
That's karma, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that's absolutely, it sucks, but funny at the same time. Like, I'm going to leave America because Donald Trump's president. I'm going to buy this house. It just got flooded.
What do you know? Go figure.
Go figure. Yeah, and then in California, I think Kamala Harris is going to run as governor in 2020. What's the midterms?
26. Yeah, 26.
But then Caitlyn Jenner might run.
Oh, I hope
as well.
Which
is funny because Caitlyn Jenner, we all know, is trans, but super conservative.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird saying that two and the two of the same transgender.
It is, but since I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna use her pronouns as I guess you want to go by her. I don't know. But she's gonna run as I don't think it's confirmed, but she says if I run, I saw a tweet about it. But if she runs, that'll be absolutely hilarious. And if she wins,
that'd be funny because technically another man would have come on there.
The thing is, what made me think is like, if she runs and doesn't get votes and people are really against her, it's like, oh, you're not voting for a transgender.
Well, supposedly all of California is pro transgender, pro this, pro
but because this transgender supports Trump and is conservative, we're not going to vote for her.
So you're really not for transgender. You're just for Democrats, liberals, whatever. It's insane, bro.
It is.
It's insane, man. So, which is funny, talking about now that we brought up transgender stuff. I know it's a touchy subject now, but like for feminists, right? They're like, women's rights, all that type of stuff. We want as much rights. We want equal rights to men. It's like what rights as a woman that you do not have that a man does?
Yeah.
What can you not do that a man can do? And it sucks to say, like when these transgender women that are originally born biological men are now in women's sports, competing against women, beating women in sports. What are what are you going to do? Because now you're accepting a man beating you in your own sport, but you're calling him a woman because he's transgender.
That just doesn't.
It's mind-boggling, bro.
It's mind-boggling because it's almost just, it's not as bad because the bathroom thing is the worst fucking thing. But it is almost as bad as that because it's like, you're a fucking dude and you're playing a woman's sport. Like, you suck that bad at playing it.
You didn't make it in your own biological group.
Yeah.
Then now you have to go and fight.
Which, that's why we have separated, sports, for men and women, because if men and women played together, biologically, men are, I'm not saying women can be stronger than men, 100%, but just biologically, like, the ratio that there would likely be more powerful men than women on a team. So that's why we have separated sports. But like, dude,
that's why testosterone and progesterone are big separators, right? We all have to have a little bit of both. Male will have more testosterone than progesterone, and then the women will have more progesterone than testosterone. Of course, there's like beta male blockers, and there's stuff that women can take to become stronger than they could naturally, and there's stuff that will cause men to be more stronger unnaturally with steroids and stuff like that. So it all depends. Naturally, if you ate the same, if both a man and woman ate the same, right, worked out the same, ate the same, comparably, naturally, the man would still be stronger than the woman. So that's the way it goes. So
yeah. So I wouldn't want a woman or Like a woman that transitioned to a man, I wouldn't want to see them play football, because they would just get completely wrecked, and that just isn't fair. So like, make women's football, and play that. But it's just, it's just weird that we have to have these conversations.
Oh yeah, no, it totally is. It's like we were talking about last episode. We should not be worrying about this. We should worry about bettering America intelligently, technological wise. Our school system needs to be reformed. And instead of doing all this woke stuff in school, instead of teaching, oh my God, if you're a boy, no, you can be a girl. To telling these 8-year-olds to be, they're born a guy, they're born a boy, but no, you can be a girl, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just, schools definitely need to be reformed. The education system needs to be looked at and definitely just completely overhauled. It should be dependent on the state too. There should be
no federal. No, it should be by the state, just like abortion law should be. It should be by the state. So you have the choice to move to another state if you want to have that form of education. It gives us more choice than having one strict law, federal government, boom, that's it. It's like an oligarchy, pretty much at that point. Like, this is the highway. No other state has their own rights. It's just whatever the government, insists that the rest of the states do. That's a form of oligarchy, you know? So that's why we have the United States, where each individual state's combined to make up the whole union.
Exactly, yeah. So if you don't agree with something in Florida, you can move to Mississippi. You can move to just wherever. And it's just, that's how it should be. If it was just completely up to the government, that wouldn't be good.
Nope. We could go into this. Just before we started our podcast, Joe Biden announced that he is going to pardon his son, Hunter Biden. So out of all the stuff that we've seen, his laptop stuff, literally seeing videos of him doing drugs with prostitutes in hotel rooms, and it's absolutely insane.
Which the Democrats are going to go, it's just a Mandela effect. That never really happened. It's like the whole cosmic brownie things, if it had a line in the middle or not. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure Hunter Biden did have a laptop and he did, cocaine off hookers' asses. But I guess that didn't happen. That's what the Democrats are going to want to happen. They're going to sweep it under the rug like it never happened. Dude, yeah, Joe Biden.
And it's insane because we see this stuff on the news, and it's both sides reporting it. It's not just Fox News, Newsmax reporting it. It's CNN, MSNBC. We're reporting the same stuff too. So you have both sides now of the aisle reporting on this, and now we see that he's going to pardon his son. I mean, if Donald Trump, one of Donald Trump's son or daughter, had anything like this happening, it would be a massacre. There'd be massacring them. I mean, it would be social media massacre. There'd be protests. It'd be insane. But because it's
old Sleepy Joe. It's sweet little Joe. Oh, I'm gonna pardon my son.
Yeah, says the guy that walked into freaking woods.
Vanilla ice cream, but he likes chocolate. But it's okay. He's my son. That's exactly what he thought.
Yeah, probably doesn't even know who his son is anymore. Like, who is this guy? We're pardoning him? Oh, okay. All right, we'll pardon him.
Yeah, literally, he probably doesn't even know who he is. he probably didn't even pardon him. He's probably just sitting there with his vanilla cone and
someone's like behind him controlling his arms.
Yeah,
and it's like, sir, we're gonna sign this, right? Oh, okay.
Okay. And poor kids are just as bright as white kids.
Thank you. So you just pardoned your son, Hunter Biden. Oh, I have a son?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, dude. He's just an absolute, at this point, just a goofball.
Oh, yeah. And I like it, too, because as MSNBC, they're all starting to, back down their attacks on Trump, on his family, because they just, for years straight, kept hitting him on every single tiny thing. I remember there was a video that I watched, and it was, I believe, when Trump was running for the 2024 presidential race, and it was, it was a rally, and it was hot, super hot, so he was sweating really bad, and he literally said at the rally, he was like, the Democrats are going to say that I'm not feeling well, I'm not doing well because it's 104 degrees in here right now and I'm sweating. Just you think that they're gonna say that I'm not doing well. And then the next day, MSNBC or CNN literally said, yeah, I don't think he's doing that well. He doesn't look well. He's sweating a lot. I mean, he literally called it.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? I'm literally, I keep it like 69 in here in my house.
Yeah.
And I'll still sweat.
Yeah.
Like, dude, and it's just...
Yeah, I think most speakers who are speaking up with a bunch of people are going to be sweating no matter what the temperature is, because it's scary to get in front of that many people as well, and your blood's pumping. I mean, you're gonna sweat.
Yeah, you're gonna sweat. I mean, it's just they take everything. What they like to do is take things out of context. So if Trump says something, they edit around it and they make him say what they want him to say. Or they just take out that part where he did say, I'm sweating, they're gonna say that I'm not doing well. They're just gonna cut that out and not show you that part.
They'll cut his, for years straight, too, with that, they were cutting down his rally talking points and making it seem like he was saying racially motivated stuff, like when he did the white supremacy thing, like, oh, they're good people, all that type of stuff. They cut out the whole last part of it where he's like, yeah, I don't agree with these white supremacists, I don't agree with them, so
exactly. Yeah, so they'll do anything to fit their narrative, and it's just to the point now where we have to be the media. So I highly encourage you to follow us on X. It's TFPP official. It's in the link or description down below. The link is down there, but definitely use X if you don't, because that's a really good source for media now, and I highly recommend using that and not watching the news.
Yeah, and then definitely all the people that know us, let us know how we're doing. Feedback is important. I'll try and I think both of us will try and comment back on things. I've been commenting on TikTok posts a little bit with some of the people there. We've been liking some posts. We've been trying to comment back on some posts. So definitely feedback is important. If you say something dumb, we're gonna correct you. Yeah, but if you have a good debate, we'll try and debate you in the comment section. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, dude, it's just, the world is just chaos right now, and it's sad. It really is. I just want to live in peace. Those tariffs are really going to work out for us in our favor. It's going to help with, illegal immigration. It's going to help with just inflation.
The biggest thing is going to help bring jobs back to America.
Exactly.
It's going to help us to drill, baby, drill. Make sure that we're energy independent, as well as bringing businesses back to our country so we can buy within our country, which lowers prices instead of buying from foreign nations, which they can jack up the prices as much as they want.
Yeah.
And we got to buy it because we don't make our own stuff.
Yeah.
This will help us to make our own stuff again, bring jobs back to America.
Exactly. And with all of that, it betters the economy. People will, can have jobs, and it'll be the golden age, and it'll be great again. America will be great again, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to his inauguration. We'll definitely try to go live on that and to watch that and see how it goes. Hopefully nothing crazy happens. They need to put a bubble around him on that day.
Oh yeah, it needs to be two two ballistic shields around him, like layers, like a sandwich, man. It's because especially with how many people are going to be there, probably it's going to be like normal millions of people that are going to be there on the Capitol lawn. So
yeah, it's going to be scary, dude. It's really honestly going to be a really scary thing to watch. I'm going to be like nervous the entire time because
the edge of our seat.
Literally, because dude, there's already been 2 assassination attempts on him.
It was scary to watch because I was watching that live when he got shot at.
Yeah.
And it was definitely scary because when he went down, all I heard was like the pops, and then I saw him reach for his ear and then go down, and I was like, oh my God, they just killed him.
Yeah.
I know how bad the injury was, and then he got back up and he said fight, fight, fight. So we were like, thank God that he's okay. But it's very scary that it was that close.
Yeah, dude.
It was that close to Civil War almost.
It was, yeah. I mean, if he if the shooter was successful that day, it would have been a civil war. That civil war would have turned into World War III, and with the world, I think the world right now it would be.
It'd be completely. We definitely wouldn't be having this podcast.
No, the world would be apocalyptic at this point. Because civil war breaking out in the United States, that would really put us at a disadvantage, and then Russia would invade because we'd be fighting each other, and so we'd be at our weakest point, and we would China would start coming in, and it would World War III, and it would not be a good thing.
Oh, yeah. So thankfully he's okay. He's still kicking with us.
He's the president of the United States once again.
Mr. 47.
Mr. 47.
So
I love it. I guess we can cut this one short.
I guess
this week.
Yeah, that's fine. We have we got good talking points on there. So we'll have more next week.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching. Again, feel free to like and comment. We'll debate you in the comments. Follow us on X and on TikTok. All of our socials are in the description down below as usual. Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. And we're able to do some Black Friday shopping for Christmas. Christmas. Should people say Merry Christmas? Reply hazy. Ask again. You ask it.
Oh, okay. Let's do this. Let's see. Yeah, I read it. Without a doubt.
There you go.
Without a doubt. The 8 ball has spoken.
The 8 ball has spoken. So, yes, you need to say Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate it, that's another thing. That's different. But if you are just offended by it, that's stupid. Don't be offended by someone saying Merry Christmas. So it's just stupid. Hopefully, if you're watching this podcast, maybe you're probably more conservative anyway and celebrate Christmas anyway. So, we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Don't forget, subscribe, all that he just said.
Yeah.
And hope you guys enjoy your week, and we'll see you this time next week. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some GTA 6 info this week.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Great again, vote for Trump. Gonna stand on the soul.